what we're going to do is set the page size to 8.5 inches by 11. And I've already said that that's already done for you. And every time you open a new document, it is automatically already has 1-inch margins on all sides. So now it says choose an easy to read font and keep the font size to a maximum of 10 to 12 points unless otherwise noted. This is where you find your fonts. Right now it's in Calibri. So we're going to go to change our font, and I'm going to go with this one. And it says you can go up to a 12. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 12 points. That's how you change the size right there. At the top left-hand corner of the page, insert the Skateboard Inc. logo installed from Skateboard Inc. Resources CD. So this is where you have to go to your Google Drive. You go to the class PIT folder, 8th period, Principles of Information Technology folder. And in here it says Skateboard Inc. logos. Double click, click JPEG. Let me go back and show that one more time. We clicked Skateboard Inc. logos, then JPEG, and then we're going to open the Skateboard Inc. logo. I can't do anything with it in this format. So I'm going to hit the download arrow at the top of the screen about the center, an arrow pointing down on top of a line. You will probably get a message over here and you need to click continue. And then I'm going to restore this site down so that it's right here now. I'm going to minimize my Word document so that I can take my Skateboard Inc. picture and drag it and drop it on the desktop. Now it pops up on my desktop so that I can use it inside my Word document. So I'm back in my Word document, Project W1 Press Release. And I'm going to click the tab that says Insert. It is right to the right of Home. The next thing I can click right below the word Insert is the word Pictures. And because I saved the picture to the desktop, I need to click Desktop and scroll down to look for my picture, Skateboard Inc.'s logo, double click it. This is probably too big for what I need to do, so that's why in the instructions it says to resize the logo so it is in proportion with the rest of your document. So to resize, you always want to click on the angle corner, because then that'll resize things proportionally. I'm going to put it about like that. We can always go back and adjust it later. And then hit enter a couple of times. Turn your page. Now we're on page 24. It says under the logo, key the following contact information, left aligned, single spaced, 9-point, bold. So it told us a lot of information. First, make sure that we're left aligned. We are. That's this one that if you hover over it, it'll say align left. It says to change it to a 9-point, so we need to change the 12 to a 9. Then it says to make it bold, so we're going to click the big B. Now we're going to type everything that they wrote in blue exactly the way they wrote it. So I'm going to pause the recording so that I can type, and you should type along with me. Alright, so we've got the address typed in. Notice that I have specialist underlined in red. What you're going to do to fix a typo or a spelling error is simply to right-click. Simply right-click, and it should pop up the correct spelling, specialist. And then you click specialist, and it'll change it for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to type it at least well enough to where Word will recognize what you're trying to do. The other information at the beginning of the instructions, it said to make this single space. If you can see enough space between your words, that means that it is not single spaced. So what we need to do is highlight everything we typed right here and come over here to spacing. Line and paragraph spacing. It looks like an up arrow and a down arrow in blue with some lines to the side. We click that. This is where we choose single. Now notice there's not the word single. Which one do you think it is? 1 for single. Now that it's changed to a single space, we're all good. We move on to the next section by hitting enter a couple of times. Double space and key the following date left aligned. So I'm going to hit enter once, that's 1 space, 2 spaces, May 15th, 2015. May 15th, 2015. Double space and key the following heading left aligned, 12-point bold, all caps. So 1, 2 spaces. We change the 9 to a 12. And we hit our caps lock button so that everything is capitalized. Double space and key the following in a 12-point bold, all caps. So that was 1 space. There's 2. Oh, no period. Then it says double space and key the following information with a 0.5-inch tab. So we're going to go to page layout after we hit enter once. And we have the beginning sentence on Saturday, which we need to move to our 0.5-inch tab. This should no longer be in bold, so we want to take that off. Get you started here. So we're going to check the page layout in the paragraph, or on home in the paragraph section. You click the expansion arrow. We want to click on tabs, and you'll see that a tab is automatically defaulted to be a 0.5-inch. So we don't need to change anything. We just need to go back to the front and hit tab. Now we can finish typing. Now that everything's been typed in, we're going to follow the instructions about double spacing the entire body of the press release. And we go to our spacing, 2. Let's move this down to the next line. In front of it, we'd like to hit enter, and we're going to write a line to insert our page number, as the instructions say, page 2. And then it says to move down below the press release, everything you typed, center, and type 3 hashtags to signify that the press release is now over. Make sure that you go back and proofread your work for accuracy and save the file again. You just simply hit the save icon at the top, or you can click File, Save. What you have now is all on your desktop, so we can close this out. Right here, Project W1 press release. And then now we go to our Google Classroom. In 8th period, Principles of Information Technology, you're going to, on your Google Classroom, you're going to click the W-1 write a press release. And I can't show you because I don't have student view, but you will see at the top of your screen the word add, and then you're going to do the drop down menu on add and select the paperclip. When you select the paperclip, you're going to click desktop, and your document. Once you've selected that and you see that it appears on your assignment to turn in, you click Turn In, and you're all done. I'm going to click the W-1 write a press release, and on here when you get to the top of the screen, which I can't show you because I'm not a